And we should be live. And I may be live talking to myself, but you know what? I am alive, and you're alive if you're listening to this or if you're watching it later. So that's a good thing. At least there's me, and it looks like probably somebody else. I forgot to turn my speaker off. There, turn the speaker off. I was over on Rideshare Rodeo watching his live stream and soaking it all up and just chillaxing for a little while before I did the live. So, how you doing, Rideshare Lisa? Hope you're doing well. Hope the audio. I think I may have this kind of ironed out where I have the mic, so hopefully that won't continue to be an issue. But it's doing good. And I'm glad you're here. If you've been doing Spark, yesterday and today, I kind of noticed something, but I don't know if it's something to do with my phone, or my phone service. But I'm not getting orders because I'm one of those that some of the loaders refer to us as campers. Camp in the parking lot. How you doing, Pork Chop? Oh, I was talking about the audio, hoping the mic sounded okay. But hopefully I got that figured out. But anyway, you might be talking about the issue I'm talking about right now. I've noticed I'm not getting orders when I'm sitting in a parking lot. And you can go to settings, and get out of the chat support. Sarah Elizabeth popped up. Oh, there we go. What is it? Settings, and then troubleshooting. And then that last one on that says test notifications. And it was failing that test when I was sitting closer to the store. And what I'm wondering, are they starting to block people when you're too close? I went over in front of Sam's Club, which is an eighth of a mile, maybe. It's on the other side of the building and out and by the main road. I distanced myself from Walmart, and then boom, I started getting orders. And my test notification thing just went right through, no problem. But when I'm sitting in my usual spot where I sit at Walmart, it wasn't getting any notifications. And unless I'm on the screen, and I rebooted my phone to make sure it wasn't my phone, I rebooted my phone, like I said, but if I'm like watching YouTube or playing a game or something, I don't get any notifications. How your phone usually will make a sound or vibrate, or it'll give you a notification, and you'll know. But I haven't been, because I flipped over the screen and one had timed out, and I never even saw it. So I don't know if that's a phone glitch. Support told me when I was at the store to use the Walmart. My problem is at that particular Walmart that I've been going to lately. How you doing, Nikki? I hope you are. I thought you was going for a ride or going to the store. Anyway, I think Gigwise said the same thing when he was at the store. Well, see, the Walmart that I'm going to now, the old Walmart that I was going to a lot, I could park right up beside the building, and I always used their Wi-Fi. But where I'm parking now, it's too far to get a good signal. And you can't park up close enough to that particular, to the Walmart I go to be able to it's not leaving the store. Okay, be careful. Anyway, you can't park up close to the store, so you can't use their Wi-Fi is what I'm getting at. But I didn't know, so I may have to check with Tim on that. Maybe it's something new that because I sit there for an hour and a half, and I know I tell people never sit there that long, but I was watching YouTube and just piddling, but and I my mom had messaged me, and her and my grandson was going to Academy, which is across from our Walmart. So I thought, okay, I'll just pull over there and go hang out with them until I get an order. As soon as I got over there, I started getting orders. And I've checked the test notifications. And then after all that took place, because test notifications work, and after all that took place, that's when I parked over at Sam's to see if it would work. And it worked fine. But sitting where they're at the Walmart, it doesn't work. And I don't know if they've got some kind of, I do know there is a Wi-Fi blocker. It blocks it's a cell phone signal blocker. I do know you can buy those. How you doing, T. Ron? Pork chop, I have to drive around and I have to be pretty close to the building to pick up the signal. I was in the regular parking lot and sometimes go over to the other side of the garden center. Well, at our Walmart, this Walmart, the pickup is by the garden center, so you can't park there. And your only other option is to park right in front of the store, but you can't park right in front of the store because it's got 1,001 cars parked out there. So I'm pretty much messed up on that one. If I go over to the other Walmart out on I-44, Central Freeway, for those of you who are familiar with the area, you can park right up beside the building, and that's normally where I park when I go to that Walmart, and I use their Wi-Fi. Never had a problem. But I don't know. I didn't know if that was something new, if it's something y'all experienced, but obviously, Lisa said that GigWise had said something about that. Also, another thing that I have noticed on today, I don't chase incentives, but the incentive today was 2 trips, $8, 3 trips, $14. You're pretty much going to get that incentive. And I got the 2 trips, and technically I got the 3 trips, but it's not paying me the 3 trips. I did chat support, and they said they couldn't help me with that issue, that I would have to call. So I called, and it said, I think it was option 5, said something about pay or incentives, that it's not showing a trip within 48 hours. So I just hung up because I know they're going to say it will take up to 48 hours for it to show up, which I don't believe that because these showed up instantly. So I'll just have to wait and then call them. But I did write down the trip numbers in case I couldn't find them again later. Anyway, that's about all I got going on Spark. I don't know if y'all got anything that you've noticed about Spark or anything else or whatever else y'all want to talk about. We are finally getting some rain, and Pork Chop said they was getting rain down in South Texas too. So that's great. The whole state, hopefully wherever you are, you're getting rain too. It seems to be dry worldwide. I read on the news app somewhere in one of the rivers, there's river dolphins that are dying. Yes, heard Frederick got wind. Ooh. Well, hopefully it didn't tear up too much. It's supposed to start raining there tomorrow night. I think these lines that was coming through here was coming out of Baja, Mexico. That, for me, it's West Texas. The Southwest Texas moving northeast. So that's great. Hopefully it'll keep raining. Meanwhile, the dolphins was dying, and they said because of the temperatures and the drought and everything, the water temperature was like 110 degrees. That's hot for water. I don't even know how fish could live in that kind of water because of the oxygen level, but I guess they adapt to it. But anyway, I had looked at something the other day, and it was showing, like it was like a radar, and it was showing all of the United States and Canada and stuff, and it would show little fire symbols of where fires, possible wildfires were. And man, the West Coast and up in Canada, they're all over the place. Maybe smaller fires, but how you doing, Bree? Or I'm assuming it's Bree. That's how I would pronounce it anyway. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there seems to be wildfires everywhere, so the rain is welcome worldwide, I'm sure. Hopefully, we will start getting some water back in our lakes. Our lakes around here are drying up. Good time to extend your docks if you have lake property. And dig out your area if you can. I know somebody I know personally at one of our lakes tried to do it the right way and contacted the city to see if they could dredge out. It's actually like a stock tank that's behind their house. The dam was cut out and joined into the lake. So he was just going to dig out that part, and the city said no. So if you're thinking about doing that and you can do it, I'd just do it. Especially if you're into fishing and stuff like that. You get some deep holes and that water will stay cooler once there's water back in there. And hopefully it comes back. But anyway, signs of the times, I suppose. I was watching Rideshare Rodeo a while ago, and they had, I could tell that Steve had a story on there about a DoorDash driver who shot a YouTube prankster, and that was a bad deal. But these pranksters that was a little extreme, maybe. But anyway, if you're harassing people, whether you're doing it on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, because we've all watched them, and some of these people just push it and push it and push it and push it and push it, and they shouldn't be pushing that. Anyway. A lot extreme. Yeah, it was a little extreme. Obviously, the little fella felt threatened. Steve showed a video of I guess what was released on the news, but I was kind of like, if you had a guy the size of Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant, or, some big dude, because the little DoorDash guy was a little guy, and they come bucking up to you and threatening you, and you don't know that it's a prank. What are you going to do? Especially if you've been bullied all your life and picked on, and no, Gary wasn't back tonight. From what I understand is they're still looking for a place to live. Apparently, they don't have an official house. They're staying in an Airbnb, I think is what Steve was saying. But hopefully they get them a place there pretty quick. I never really got the reason why they moved back to Florida, because I knew they had a place in Florida, or they used to live in Florida, and then they moved to not Mustang, Red Uncle, where the casino is. I forget, but I don't know what made them go back to Florida. Do y'all ever get text from weird numbers with area codes you don't even know, and it just says, "Hey"? I guess people just randomly put numbers in and just say, "Hey." I don't know. I never answer them. All that is going to do is tell them it's a good phone number, and they probably start spamming your number or using your number for things that you don't want them using it for. Well, anyway. All the time, I got one from China. They have uh, all the little symbols and stuff with those, some of those sellers that I deal with. Some of their writing is in Chinese. It looks pretty cool, but I don't know how you can get, the tic tac toe symbol with a little squiggly line above it and how that's supposed to be a word. I don't know. Yeah, this one was like a 917 area code. Scam, they say that they start an innocent conversation and put the screws to you. Yeah, kind of like those. Uh, what was it? This was going on a few years ago because I would I was in the chats before, and you're talking to these Russian females or whatever, and then they're all nice and everything. And a couple of weeks into talking to them, they're what do you call it, internet hub or wherever they go to use the internet, and started charging them. So if you could send them some money, they could keep talking to you. I'm like, end the conversation. I don't know. People always, and there's a lot of men that fall for that. And if I was 20 years old, I might would, but I've been around the block once or twice. And, you can pretty well. I'll be nice to anybody. I don't care. But and they all of a sudden just start out of the clear blue wanting this and wanting that. Shoot, I ought to get on here and start donations for a haircut. I'm looking at my wings flipping out. I got to get it cut. So, yeah, I got to keep talking, don't I? Because when I watch the replay, then I'm just silent. So I got to keep talking. Let's see. I wish I could sing good. If I could sing good, we would sing. But I can't, so I won't. I could read you my Taco Casa cup. So when y'all are out doing your DoorDash or Spark or whatever it is you do you go home and eat, or do you eat like at Taco Casa or McDonald's or something? Now I know health wise, you probably should go home and eat, but time wise, do you think it's worth going home and eating? Because it's going to take you longer to prepare the food and then to eat it, and you're going to miss orders while you're doing that. So you think it's better to go home and eat or just stay working? I'm just kind of curious as what y'all thought. I've learned from a friend of mine to keep the scammers talking. Don't do what they ask. Just let them think you will. The longer you play with them online means they aren't scamming a real victim. Well, that's true. That is true. We had a family friend. He used to post stuff on Facebook, and he drove trucks with my dad, but he would have people calling up back before they really had the call block and all that. But I guess they had it. Just a lot of it was still going through. But they would start asking if he was interested in this or that and other. And he was a kind of a smart aleck, but not in a really bad way. He was a kind of a funny smart aleck. He would just answer them and talk to them and ask them to explain it to him, and he would take up all their time. And then he would just, no, I'm not interested, and hang up on him. That was funny because the way he would tell the stories on, writing them on Facebook and stuff, it was really quite funny and entertaining. So I don't know. So I've been thinking about like getting stuff that I could run by the house and fix, but then I think about I have to stop, then I have to come home and eat, and then I have to get back out. But lately I've been getting and it may be part of that whole deal with not getting orders while you're there at Walmart, because I'm close enough to Walmart now. I'm getting like shopping orders while I'm sitting here at the computer before I even head out the door, which I don't know if it's because I'm upstairs, so I don't know if that's has anything to do with it. But, used to you could get Spark orders. It didn't matter where you was at. And then it got to where you pretty much had to be in the parking lot to get them. And now I just really don't know, because I haven't lived this close to a Walmart in a long time. Well, a year and a half. Oh, I don't work long enough a day to take a lunch break. If I did, I would go home because I only live 2.5 miles from my Walmart. I think I'm about a mile from mine. Mile and a half, maybe. I'm not sure. I need to measure that just out of curiosity. Scammers usually hang up on me. They realize I'm messing with them after a while. I don't even answer the phone. If it's a number that I don't recognize, I don't answer it. Even when I'm doing orders, and I know sometimes it could be a customer calling or something, I don't answer it. If they're not on my caller ID, they can leave a message, and I will check the message. And if it's something legitimate, I will call them back. But most of the time, they don't leave numbers, and my phone will say potential spam. So, have you tried getting an order from home being so close? Oh yeah, well, I get the shopping orders sitting right here. Because a lot of times I'll turn it on and then I'll start checking because I have to check my emails every morning or noonish, whenever it is. I get up and come in here and sit down, but I have to check my emails, and I have to check with Amazon to see what's been approved, because you got to submit your video and then it has to be approved by Amazon. Which I'm having trouble with one right now, and I can't get it approved. I don't know why. It's being reviewed again now. But anyway, while I'm doing all that, I'll go ahead and turn it on. And hey, Bud Soda, how you doing? Speaking of something different, and I saw an order. Was it yesterday? It was a roadie order for Walmart. I've never seen a Walmart roadie order. It was, forgot what the deal was. It was like the measurements, because on roadie it'll give you the measurements, and the measurements was like 72 inches or something, and which won't fit in my car, obviously. If I had a pickup or something, it would have. Paid decent. It was like $28, $29, something like that, and it was only going like 2 miles. I don't really know what it is. It's probably a big TV, but it went through roadie, and I'd never seen a order go through Roadie from Walmart. Not. Some places they might, because people say DoorDash. Was it DoorDash? That I've heard people say that gets Walmart orders. But anyway, I've never seen them. Well, I won't be getting no Uber orders, that's for sure, because I am officially deactivated. Which, I'm not. I like the idea of having it, but I'm not gonna sweat it. We get those here, and I guess the Roadie orders for Walmart, huh? I just never seen one, and it kind of threw me off. And had it not been so big, I would have went ahead and took it just because. I've seen Walmart on the Roadie since Christmas. I would gladly take it, but like I said, I've been on Roadie for 3 years, and I've never seen a Walmart order. It's always been one of our pharmacies that's in a grocery store and Best Buy. And we was getting that GameStop. I'd get a order for GameStop occasionally, but that was the only three places that I can think of right off the top of my head. I take it back. I've had a Tractor Supply and a Advanced Auto Parts with Roadie. But as far as Walmart goes, never had one. And I've never found out who delivers for Target here. Now, I know, was it Shipt? It's supposed to deliver for Target at a lot of other places. But I've asked them here, and they say they don't use Shipt. And when you try to sign up with Shipt, it says it's not available in this area. So I'm not real sure. But somebody's delivering for Target. And it's not Roadie that I know of, although, like I said, I'd never seen a Walmart order from Roadie, but I have now. I remember my first Walmart on Roadie was, $74 for 6 stops. The only problem was it was dark and I had to drive to Syracuse. So they do some of the, like, .com orders, more or less. Huh. Instacart. So, one of the guys that drives Spark here, he was telling me to get back up on Instacart. He said it's been doing pretty good lately, so I may check back into that. I really need to, because I need to fill that void where Uber was, which I had all but quit doing Uber anyway, because the majority of the orders, whether it's rideshare or food, was going on base. And I don't have a base ID, and I don't want to go out. I know you can go out there and get the temporary. It lasts 3 days. And after you do so many, then they'll give them to you like at a week at a time or every 30 days. I don't know. I just don't want to fool with it. I enjoy talking to the airmen and air ladies, and kind of, they're young folks. And it's interesting to hear what their plans are and where they're from and stuff like that. But I don't know. I may just fill that void with Instacart. I'm not a great shopper, though. That's why I kind of backed off Instacart a couple of years ago, because I didn't like having to get the messages from the customers, and if they're out of something, you have to ask them. But they may not all be like that. I'm way down the platinum trying to grind back the diamond. Grubhub, and I think, I honestly don't remember. It was Uber or Grubhub was my first one I was on here. Then Bite Squad. Then DoorDash. And then I got signed up. Well, there was Favor. And what was the other one that Uber wound up buying out? I was on it too. Forget the name of it. But then I got on Spark, and Spark's pretty much that's my main thing. They have normal roadies from your Camillus store. I can't even pronounce them cities' names. Cicero, Fulton, Oswego. Hmm. The Walmart is only Uber Eats for food apps, no more doing that. Oh, okay. Well, I knew it was one of them, but I couldn't remember which. But I'd never got a Walmart. I've never got a Walmart order other than Spark. Other than yesterday when I didn't get it, but that roadie that had the Walmart on it. Oh, Grubhub was the first one I did. Okay. I couldn't remember. I know it's Grubhub or Uber Eats, but I still have Grubhub and I turn it on occasionally, but I had it on all day one day and never got an order. And a couple of weeks ago, I got like one or two orders from them, and that was pretty much it. I noticed when DoorDash stopped doing Walmart orders started picking up on Roadie. I guess I need to start checking Roadie more often. And now that I'm living back in town, I do check Roadie like 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning because used to you could get a Roadie for the pharmacy here in our United Supermarkets or Market Street. It was Market Street actually because they're a 24-hour pharmacy. And some of those orders would pay 35 to $50, and they only go like, I think it's like 3 miles to Texoma Christian Care Rehabilitation Center, I guess what it is. Roadie used to be really good here. Well, I'm not saying really good, but it was steady because I did a lot of Best Buy deliveries. But over the last year, I haven't gotten hardly anything. I bet I haven't done 3 or 4 roadies this year. I'd gladly do them. I didn't mind doing them because when they pay good, they pay good, and there's no waiting. Like with Spark, I love Spark, and I'll stick with Spark. But when you have to sit around on the side of the building waiting on them to get you loaded, that's time you could be doing something else. And I try to turn on DoorDash between the Sparks because now since you don't have to be in the Walmart parking lot, and obviously you can't be in the Walmart parking lot now, I'm trying to turn DoorDash on, but most of the time I can't ever get on DoorDash. Yeah, hurry up and wait. It really is annoying. I mean, sometimes I'll have something to review and I'll do it with my GoPro. Like I had a dash cam. I carried the dash cam around with me for like 3 days. I'm gonna do the review. But if you've got something to do while you're sitting around waiting on the Walmart order in the Walmart parking lot, it's not so bad. But if you ain't got nothing else to do, yeah, it's a bunch of crap. And then you got to wait for them on the side of the building to get you loaded up. The shopping orders, I love them. If they're, and I've said a lot of times on your Spark orders, you can just calculate 1 an hour. But if they're shopping orders, sometimes you can knock 2 of them out in an hour. So depends on how big of an order it is and where it's going. But yeah, you can get to an hour, and the way the app with Spark is now, it tells you exactly where it's at. But I have noticed that Walmart is not real good about putting on the grocery side. If you've worked in a grocery store, I've never stocked at Walmart, so I don't know how Walmart is. But a grocery store, you have your non-foods, you have your foods, and then you have your deli and bakery and stuff like that, each department. But like the meat market, their items are off. And produce is off a little bit. It's close, but it's off a little bit because there's a little number on that tag and it tells you That is the modular number, and sometimes those are off. And a lot of times because the stockers are probably not putting it in the right place. I don't know. But it's a lot better than what it was as far as the shopping goes, because it'll get you right there close. Used to, I just looked at the color of the box and the price. It gave you the section number, it just didn't give you the modular number. But now we get the modular number, so it makes it much faster. Because I wouldn't shop anything over 20, 25 items because it took me too long. Now, 40, 45, 50 items, if it's paying good, I don't mind it because I can do those lickety split. As long as people stay out of my way. But I don't run over anybody intentionally. Point pickup. We don't have point pickup here. Walmart stopped delivering to post again. So, I did get, like a month ago, I got within a week, I got 2 orders going out to the base, but they knew that we didn't deliver on base. So there's a big, nice bus stop out in front of our base, and they had it in their notes that they would meet me there. And we just unloaded from my car to their car. I don't know if you're technically supposed to do that, but they gave the address of the bus stop, so I don't know. I doesn't bother me. Hate trying to find an item that's not in stock. Yeah, definitely. And they have you ask an associate. I don't ask. I'll be honest. I don't ask an associate. And it says I'll ask. I click on that, and then I'll click on unavailable. Because 98% of the time, that associate, unless you're in produce or in the meat market, if you get a guy or a girl from the meat market or produce, they will go check and they will get it for you. But on the grocery side, you're SOL. You're not going to get it because they don't have a clue. Meat market and produce know what they have. Grocery, they don't know what they have. If it ain't up on that overstock shelf on top, they don't have a clue. So I just put, I'll ask, and then not available, and then it'll generally give you a substitute. Just got to watch those substitute. You don't want to. I think my daughter sent me a message one day, and what was it? They was wanting it was weird. It was like a hairbrush, and then it was a substitute with tampons. I mean, something that absolutely had nothing to do with the other. It was crazy. So, and I've seen a couple of things on mine where it suggested a substitute, and there's not say flour. There's not a substitute for flour. Sugar's not a substitute for flour. You got to use just a little bit of common sense. It don't take much. My client was supposed to get 3 bags of grapes, but I only got 1. Be 3 Walmart system means 3 pounds apparently. Oh yeah, because grapes are by the pound. Somebody, I forgot who it was. No, it was on a Reddit. They was talking about bananas, and they was confused whether they were supposed to get 3 bunches of. I don't remember it's 3. I'm using 3 because you had written 3. Made me think about that. But they was confused whether it was 3 bunches or 3 pounds or 3 bananas. And usually on your bananas, it'll say the number of bananas. But apparently they were new. But yeah. I did get cherries one day, and I know they're by the pound, but I wasn't thinking about it. And on the bottom of the bags of cherries, it's got the UPC code, and it scanned it. And I guess it probably gave them 3 or 4 pounds worth of cherries for the cost of 1 pound. Sorry, it went through, because I wound up buying some later, and you couldn't do it. You had to weigh them, and it was by the pound. How you doing, Dash and Wumble? Hope everything is well out in your neck of the woods. Having the modular number took the stress off me. Oh, it really did. The pickers have had that. Because I used to ask them, and I said, how do y'all find that so fast? And they said, well, and they showed me, and they had the modular number the whole time. I don't know why they didn't give it to us, but now they do, because it just makes it a lot easier and a lot quicker 98% of the time. Like I said, sometimes they don't put the stuff where it's supposed to be, or customers will, like the little bags of gravy, they'll get it and they'll look at it and they just stick it back up on the shelf and they'll stick it in front of something else. So, I'm doing peachy, doing fine. Didn't make as much money today as what I wanted, but nobody was harmed in the process of making what I made, so it's all good. You need to just deal with getting short-term passes till they give you a year. I had thought about that, but honestly, I just don't want to mess with it. If it comes to the point where I have to, I will, But, and somebody had said, now I don't know if it was certain bases. Here, you can get a pass Monday through Friday from 0800 to 1600, from 4 o'clock, from 8 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can't get one after that. But every day of the week, well, Monday through Friday. But they were saying that you could only get them on Mondays wherever they were. I don't know where there's at. It was on a Reddit post. And I'm like, that's crazy. And it had to be before noon or something. If you ask Walmart employees that is shopping an order, they do not know anything about how the Spark people shop for orders. Yeah, the visitor center. Yeah, see, here you can go at any time before 4 o'clock. And you can get the 3-day pass, I think it's for 3 days. And I guess that's what I've been told, is if you go out there and you get the 3-day pass, and then they'll extend it to like a 30-day pass, maybe after so long. And I do know Uber lets X amount of, like 100, they'll do 100 passes. My other phone's going, oh, it's on the Wi-Fi, so I must have got an email, because ain't nothing else on that phone. I kept it charged because that's what I was running security camera on, but it's what I put the security camera on. But I took the security camera down. Kind of ridiculous to have a security camera when it's only me and the kid next door. That's the only ones up here. But I did get a doorbell with the camera on it. Anyway. But yeah, I just don't know. I'm not going to say I won't never go do back on the base. I learned that our base. I learned where the different dorms were. But yeah, I think Uber Eats would allow like 100 per year or something. You just had to time it just right. But I don't have to worry about Uber no more anyway. And I was going to fight it, but it ain't worth it. My Uber, it's been quiet too. Well, Giggity, he lives down in the Houston area, Houston, Texas, and he said that down there it's been doing really well. He don't live in Houston; it's like a suburb of Houston. But I don't know. As long as Spark does good, and occasionally I can turn DoorDash on if I can get on there, and like I said, I may start picking up some Instacarts and doing the reviews and Amazon. And I have posted some stuff on our trading post. Hopefully, we can get some of that sold. I did get a couple of things sold, but got a lot more. On my Grandpa's Random Reviews YouTube channel, I was going to try to do a monthly live stream, but everything kind of got all out of my plans. That's one thing about life. I know you have to plan things in life, but probably 85 to 90% of everything I ever planned never works. That's why, in a lot of ways, I don't plan nothing. I am a very, what is the word? Spur of the moment type person. I may be working and all of a sudden get a hankering to go camping, and I'll just go camping. Because if you plan it, then something always happens. Now I know there's certain things that you have to plan, and it's good if you're able to do that. Like if you're flying somewhere, you have to plan for that. But what happened? I got deactivated. First of all, they said I had some kind of criminal records in Arizona. And then, as it officially turned out, I think I got cleared of all that. But apparently, something happened out at North Texas State Hospital where I used to work. I have no idea. Some kind of misconduct. But my former nurse manager has had a issue with me for many, many, many years. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm not alleging or accusing or anything, but something happened. And I did meet with APS, which is Adult Protective Services, because we had to remove a patient from the church one day. And I can't give too many details, but nobody was hurt. She was just removed physically by me and two other employees. And I got cleared on that. And that is the only thing that I know of. But I don't know. It's not worth the hassle to me, and I ain't got time to fool with it, to be honest with you. My main thing was I wanted the stuff on my criminal record. I wanted that straightened out, and apparently they got it straightened out because it came back that I was cleared. For some reason, my name was flagged in Arizona. And I've never been to Arizona. Well, I have, but I was little in a cattle truck with my dad, and then I flew over Arizona, I guess twice, going to Vegas and coming back from Vegas. That's the only time. So anyway, yeah. And I started to make a video on that. I know it could have probably got some clicks and stuff, but with it being tied in possibly with some personal information and patient information and things that happen in a mental institution, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to do a video on that because there's no use in it. It is what it is. No love lost. Just move on and keep a smiling. Got my little tornado lamp going back there. I just saw it flickering. I'm supposed to be getting some new lights, hopefully, when my Chinese associates come back from their national holiday. I swear speaking of working for the state has so many holidays, but the China, I think, beats the state of Texas for holidays. Because the state of Texas, when you work for them, you get San Jacinto Day, Texas Independence Day, this and that, and Sam Houston birthday, and you get a bunch of stuff. But I tell you what, China has a holiday about every couple of months. How you doing, Steve? I enjoyed your live stream earlier. I'm not real sure I made a good impression on some people on your first topic that y'all were discussing, but it was a little extreme. I do agree with that, but anyway, I had to jump over here. I stayed till actually probably 9:01. I think I was late. Oh, did you agree with me? When you talk about things like that, I guess you kind of have to be careful because you don't want to step on any toes and upset people because everybody has a different opinion. But my whole deal is the size difference between that driver and the prankster, and the way he was bucking up to him, and obviously spouting out, showing his phone, spouting out probably threats, and and the kid could have been picked on, bullied on, beat up a lot. What he did was a little extreme, but it's understandable in certain situations, I guess. I'm not a little guy, but I'm an older guy, and if I got some 7-foot tall guy, because that'd be about what it'd be compared to, coming up to me and threatening me, he barking up the wrong tree, because I know I can't whoop him, so what's your alternative? Here in Texas, you see people carrying on. There's one guy that I see at our Walmart, and I mean, he is trench coat, big old Jim Bowie knife, a big Bowie knife, and a 6-shooter. The barrel is about that long, and it looks like a stage gun for like a TV or something, but it's not. It's real, and he's like cowboy all the way, except he's not wearing a cowboy hat. He's like, remember Billy Jack? He was wearing a hat kind of like what he wears, and he looks like a rough one. Nice as can be. I've talked to him a couple of times. It's just, man, you see that all the time here. And I thought Colorado's always been open carry there. I may be wrong. Maybe it's Colorado or Arizona. I can't remember. But anyway, how you doing, good giggity? You've been fishing. That's the question. Forget this work mess. Have you been fishing? Let's talk about important stuff. Yeah, I thought y'all were. I used to, cousins by marriage, I guess. They used to live up there. I forget where it's at, but he always carried. But they would go hiking, and they would go into the back trails. You said do a CRA. Oh, I guess that was for something else. No fishing, and it's been rain. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, Porkchop said it was raining down in her area there. I think she's south of you. It's been raining up here. Yesterday, I wound up having to come home and change clothes and let the heavy rain pass over, and then I got back out. But my change of clothes wound up getting a little wet, but it wasn't near as wet as it was. Zabak, how are you doing? I decided to do a crazy challenge today to get 1,000. Oh, I saw that. You're going to dress up in your get up. I watched it. So in Colorado, you'll need a permit to open carry and concealed carry. I used to live there for almost 2 years. And it's Chris. Oh, okay. I think Colorado. I didn't think you had to have a permit at all. No, gossip is a disease. Do you think Beyonce is an attractive woman, Brandon? Uh, I'm trying to think. I know the name, but I'm trying to remember. Isn't she the one supposed to have the big old booty people talk about and stuff? I I would say yes. I can't remember exactly what she looks like, but I think that's a yes. Now, if you want to talk about Shania Twain or Gretchen Wilson, somebody like that, yes, yeah, they are attractive ladies. I don't know how their personality is because that can make all the difference. But oh yeah, pork chops no more than 15 minutes away from me. Yeah, well, I thought she was south, without giving too much away. But I don't know. All I know is both of y'all are south of me, and I'm just glad we're all getting some rain though. They're getting rain up in Michigan too. Why is there almost no problem for me anymore? Missouri City. Love you, Brandon. The answering that Beyonce question. This why you're a cool guy. Well, thank you. I toured Europe working for Shania. I think I know all them big stars probably have a little bit different personality when they're not on the camera, but she seemed like the type that was probably pretty cool all the time. I don't know. And I'd always, I always wanted to like meet Merle Haggard. And because I think Merle Haggard would have been the kind that you could just sit at the bar and have a drink with and to just shoot the bull and not feel uncomfortable. And there's some like Shania Twain. I just think those are certain people that are on the up and up and not just putting up front. Like Kenny Chesney and all of those. I think a lot of their stuff they're putting up front and they're not really that nice and stuff when you get off camera. But who knows? It's raining there. Is it rain? It's not raining here, not now. It was yesterday. And it rained until, shoot, midnight, 1 o'clock, something like that. I had a feeling she probably was. She's a pretty lady, too. Even as she's getting older now, but she's still a pretty lady. They say never met the famous person you like, so you won't be. Well, that's probably a good point. Because I would actually, I know he's a stoner, which I'm good with that. But I would actually like to hang out with Kid Rock just to see. Because I don't know, he's got some good songs that they may not, they may have some vulgar language in them, but it's like, He don't care. This is his opinion, his thoughts, and he likes Johnny Cash and Grandmaster Flash, and I just think it'd be cool to hang out with him. I know I couldn't hang with him on the Bud, but we could have a cold beer together. I've been to a Beyonce concert. She invited me backstage, picked me out from the crowd. Oh, look at you. It was the beard, right? I always had a group prayer. Oh, cool. That's cool. I never knew that part, but that's cool. Nothing like a good old sandwich and chips. I went by and got, what is it called? Rapid Fire Pizza earlier. That was my supper, which I got enough to be for lunch tomorrow. I got the small one, but it's enough for tomorrow too. Didn't Kid Rock win an Academy Award with Birds of Dirt? I honestly don't know. I don't know. There are several stars that I've met over the years when I was a chauffeur in London that they were definitely not nice in person, but they're great. Brian May from Queen. Really? That'd be cool to meet people like that. But like they said a while ago, you might be disappointed after you meet them, but I was extremely lucky in '98 to do 5 shows with Aretha. And you did a show with Willie, a few months ago out in California, didn't you? Well, almost done with Biden, just hanging there. I'm trying to hang. I'm trying so hard. Hopefully he won't forget how to exit the building. I don't care if he goes out the back door, the front door, the side door, as long as he exits. Phil Collins and Meatloaf was fantastic. Both Meatloaf, yeah. I did a video on Meatloaf when he passed away, and it still gets views. It's over on my Dirty Shoes Adventures. His music I grew up on, is sparked the best right now. It is for me. Different areas, different markets, it's different, but for me, it's the best I do. But it's pretty much all I do now, as far as delivery apps. Taco Bell is bad for the stomach, and if your stomach is upset and you're constipated and stuff like that, Taco Bell's not bad. It'll help you. Never meet your heroes. My, isn't it blessing as the man of God spoke to us by the way? Willie and so many guys. Yeah. I was thinking that you went out to California. I bet that was fun. I don't think I've ever met anyone. Honestly, I haven't been to that many concerts. It wasn't my first concert. I saw Hank Williams Jr. and Charlie Pride at Six Flags over Texas back in the 70s. And then the late 70s, Eddie Money came to Wichita Falls. I got to see him. And I've seen Lady A, Lady Antebellum, and Merle Haggard. I saw Merle Haggard. And that's pretty much it that I can. Cher and the Village People, for you people that remember who the Village People are. Don't knock it. But that was actually probably one of the best concerts I'd ever saw was Cher and the Village People, especially Cher. It was like a circus with all the rope and the acrobats and all that. That was cool, very cool. But anyway, Willie Nelson's still smoking though. Yep, and he's 90. 90? May just be 90 or 90 something. But if you ever heard his son sing, sounds just like him. Only actually, he keeps the time a little better than Willie does. Did, still does. My personal client just messaged me glowing review. Let's go now. I'll be your personal shopper and pick up a Walmart for you. That's cool. I had thought about it because I've got a couple of customers that I would do their shopping for them. But as far as like Spark goes, it wouldn't make much sense for them to pay me because they get free delivery at Walmart if it's 35, and that's always over 35. I don't think you can order anything hardly for less than $35 at Walmart on a grocery list. But I would love to be a personal shopper for 2 or 3 of my people that I deliver to a lot. The one lady, she thinks I drink a lot of wine because every time I deliver to her, she tips me with a bottle of wine. Long story with that one. She gave me a bottle of wine before New Year's. Not a long story, short story. Because I went and bought her a plunger at Target because Walmart was out of it and she really needed it. Then she wound up giving me a bottle of wine. Her husband gave me $50 and we've been friends ever since. Pork chop have work reduction, laser lighting, pyrotechnics, staging, Cincinnati. The shock of the hour is you even know who Beyonce. Me, I am old. I ain't that old. I drove Meatloaf to a rehearsal session at Wembley Stadium. I had to wait on him, so I got to watch him rehearse with everyone. It was like having your own concert. Man, very cool. The phone internet is so dangerous to kids who are still so naive and cruel. Yeah. Internet can be good and it can be bad. DoorDash been good to me lately. I hardly, just out of curiosity. Whoa, I'm running over tonight. Sorry, y'all. Oh, it actually would let me dash now. Usually it says schedule. I'm not getting back out tonight. The reason why I don't like doing it at night because it's so hard to find the addresses. People don't know how to buy 39-cent numbers to put on their house, but yet they can have a $500,000 home. October, November 2019, I did 14 shows with Sir Elton John. No matter if you like his music, why he was a presence about him. I like him. There was a movie, Tommy. I don't know if y'all remember. It depends on how old you are. There was a movie, Tommy, Pinball Wizard. So you are the same age as the Duke boys, right? I don't know. I don't know how old they are. Actually, I think they're a little older than me, probably, because they're older than me. I'm 58. There ain't no shame in the game. I'm surprised to still be here. So you're the same age as Duke boys. Late 70s is his prime. Oh, for Elton John, yeah. Three's Company was a great show as a kid growing up. Janet was, well, talking about the Duke boys, Daisy was She was a pretty woman. But yeah. There was, I can't even remember. Her name was Blair. And it was the two sisters that lived with the room mother or something. I always thought she was pretty. Long brown hair. Can't remember what her name is now. No more Maui after all the billionaires asked for the money from the poor people. Oh, we in here now. On the old pinball machine. Some of those old pinball machines are worth a lot of money. I saw last year at Halloween taking the grandkids trick or treating. Man had a pinball machine set up in his garage for kids to play as they was coming through. And me and him got to talking about them, and he buys them here and there and just redoes them because he was probably a youngster when they came out. People don't know how to turn on a porch light, either at night at a lot of houses. I shine the headlights of those houses so they know when I've arrived. I've got a magnetic light. It's like a square spotlight. I mean, it lights up an area. And at night when I was delivering, mainly it was when I was doing DoorDash and stuff, I'd stick it on my car and shine it right in the front of their house. I don't care if it shines through their windows or not. If they can't turn the porch light on for me, I'll carry my own porch light with me and light it up. Now, I've got a little flashlight that I carry in my ashtray area. I don't guess it's an ashtray anymore, but it's what would be an ashtray. And it shines a tight little beam, and I can shine that like at apartment complexes where the building numbers are. I don't like blondes at all. I've always been attracted to Doc Burnett. Yeah. Sometimes blondes and brunettes and everything else turn gray, so you better go for personality too, because some of that will go away. They're trying to turn you wiser. Facts of Life Blair. Facts of Life. Yeah, that was it. Yep. Blair was so pretty. I always thought she was. I don't know what she looks like now. She's still around. Way on the dark side of the moon. Too late. The light is back keeps me calm. When you come on. When and the great torch that shines the houses too. There's also a tape. Oh yeah, I think you sent me a link to one of those. I was going to check that out and got kind of sidetracked. So anyway, y'all, it is 10:15. I wanted Joe from Facts. Chances are those blondes y'all are talking about have 1% chance of really being a bleach blonde. In all honesty, I've never been a one way or the other attracted to blondes or brunettes or whatever. I really haven't. It's just the personality. Have a good one, Bud Soda. Thanks for dropping by, man. Jones, Buddy Cannon, Charlie Crockett, Charlie Sexton, Chris Stapleton, Eddie. Was that who was all at that last one you did? Keith Richards, Chris Christoph. Oh, are these people that you have worked with? Oh, so yeah, I was thinking he was 90. I was watched. Speaking of Chris Christopherson, I watched. I'll say this, and then cut it. Get off here. But I know Chris Christopherson he has a place in Maui or somewhere, and he's eliminating his assets to accumulate all it into money. That because I guess he's preparing for dying. I don't remember if he has something wrong or something, but I just watched something on the news about it the other day, maybe a couple of weeks ago. But he's selling off a lot of his stuff to that ways there's no arguments and everybody can just split the money. He's tying up his loose ends, I suppose, is the way to put it. Willie's join me. Snoop has people. Oh, Steve's the roller, huh? Getting millions of dollars become more. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, I am going to get out of here and I'm going to do a review and get that knocked out and then probably go to bed. I say I'm going to do that review. I'll probably get off here and then I'll sit here for a minute and I'll start thinking, man, I'm tired. Anyway, I am getting off here though because I've rattled along, rattled enough already. So I hope y'all enjoyed it and I hope y'all are enjoying the rain if you're getting rain where you're at. And appreciate y'all coming by and all that good stuff. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing all that stuff. Just remember mainly, keep doing something. Keep your mind going. Get out there and try to have a life. You know, it's too short if you don't. It's too short if you do. But you got to do what you got to do. Just keep doing something. Because see this gray? It's going to get you sooner or later. So get out there and enjoy life while you can. It's not all about work either. Just be happy as you can be. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.